What's really good? We back with a new format, and this episode of Content and Cash will be straight fire. Let's get into it. First things first, Insta360 just dropped a new cam that's flexing like your baby mama at the barbecue with her new man, her new outfit, making GoPros like you feel real insecure. But while that camera's showing out, Nikon just pulled the ultimate chess move by buying Red, of course, but sending them packing in court. That's how you win with receipts. And Apple's back to turning iPhones into gimbal side pieces and dropping patents like SoundCloud rappers with a vengeance. They are dropping a lot of camera patents, and we're going to talk a little bit about it. And YouTube quietly boosting video quality for premium users. What does this mean for your business? I'm going to break it down. And I'm exposing a price mistake that's killing your profits, all right?
You're listening to Content and Cash, a FlashFilm Academy podcast. If you want to learn how to take pretty pictures, this is not the place. But if you're ready to make a living by learning the business behind the camera, buckle up, because it's time to turn passion into profit with your host, Ty Turner.
We back. Let's get to it. Let's just jump right into it. There's a lot of new stuff happened this week, and we need to be up to date. So moving forward with the podcast, we're doing things a little different. Hope you like it. Anyway, for those that's new, what's good? It's your boy Ty, back with another episode of FlashFilm Academy's Content and Cash, the only place teaching you how to build a business, not just a portfolio. All right. So I want to we're gonna touch on a few things. Let's say that. Whether you shoot video or create content of any kind, this is where you learn how to turn that camera into currency. So before we jump in, make sure you hit that subscribe button, follow her wherever you're watching or listening, so you don't miss an episode. All right. So go ahead and hit that button. I'm gonna give you 2 seconds to do that. And then we're gonna jump right into some things. First things first, let's talk about Insta360 X5. It officially dropped with big sensors, a modular design, and it looked like it's pretty dope. It looked like it's a big jump. First things first, let's talk about the 1-inch 8K dual sensor design. So it captures true 360, right? 8K 360 video up to 30 frames a second, 4K up to 120 frames per second. It got a modular system design with removable lenses and accessories. It got built-in AI tools for automated reframing and motion tracking, a larger battery, and better low-light performance. I got an Insta X3. I didn't want to jump up to the X4, and I'm glad I didn't, because the X5 is freaking ridiculous. 360 just shook up the action camera market again, and this thing is built for creators who want to shoot once and edit a bunch of angles, right? So if you're still playing with GoPro, this may be your time to switch. Just FYI. Next, let's get to the Red versus Nikon lawsuit. It's been dismissed. Wonder why. And the lawsuit is about compression patterns with RAW. So it's very important that anybody can have RAW, but compressed RAW is a Red thing. So it got dismissed. You can say that it was because Nikon bought Red. Let's just be real. But this changed the game for Nikon, because now they own the tech and legal power. So they're going to have the best internal compressed RAW. So it kind of gives Nikon users the leg up. I think they're about to shake up the entire pro video space, if you're asking me, by having that. So be on the lookout for that. Next, you got to pay attention to these patents, because some of the patents tell you what direction Apple's going in. The MagSafe tripod adapter, that's big. That's real big. Also, they've patented an adapter that allows iPhones to work with gimbals, big gimbals, not just your regular handheld gimbals. So, it features an orientation sensor that lets you know, or let the gimbal know, what orientation is capturing content in. So Apple is playing chess, not checkers. They want your iPhone to be your rig, But don't get it twisted. Mobile filmmaking is dope, but it won't replace pro gear, not yet. But you got to think about it like this. Apple, even with Final Cut Pro, went after the prosumer level. All right. Next, YouTube rolls out 1080p premium enhanced bitrate. This is high quality 1080p. It's now live for web TV, Android, and small TVs. Higher bitrate pretty much means less. It pretty much means higher quality, right? Better motion handling, less compression artifacts. And it enhanced the look. If anybody use Vimeo, they got a higher bit rate, and you can tell. But this is for serious creators, right? You got to upload clean, high bit rate 1080p now. You can't upload to 5 megabytes per second thinking it's going to do something. You got to make sure you're uploading high quality content. So that's your news for the week. Next, I'm going to break down some pricing mistakes that's draining your pockets and killing your pitch. First things first, I got to remind you that we got the free capture kit over at FlashFilmAcademy.com. It's free. Go get it. All right, go ahead and get that. Just go get it. We got some time so you can see it. This is free. And it's live. All right. So let's talk about the pricing trap, because a lot of people have issues with pricing, right? Too many creators set their prices based on what others charge, or worse, what they think clients will pay. And that mindset is pure sabotage. It's not a good look. And it's cool if you don't know how to price it, just say that. But pricing isn't about what you would pay. It's about the value you deliver. A lot of people underprice their stuff because they're thinking with their pockets. So stop charging like a freelancer and start pricing like a business. Package your work around the outcomes, not just the hours or edits or how many people you have on set. Don't get me wrong, the bigger the team should amplify the price, but for different reasons, right? We want to anchor your prices with results, not tasks. We want to educate clients on what their investment actually returns, all right? So, let me ask you this. Everybody, for the comments, what's one pricing mistake you've made in the past? Go ahead and drop that bad boy in the comments. And coming up next, we're going to answer a viewer question that could shift how you pitch your next client. We get a lot of questions in fact, we're going to start taking on more questions from people. If you have questions, you can go to questions.flashfilmacademy.com and you can submit your question of the week. Let me see if I got a graphic for that. Nope, I got that. So we want to make sure that you submit your question. I thought I had a graphic for it. I guess not. This will happen when you go live, but it is what it is. It may be this. Boom, there you go. You can go to questions.flashfilmacademy.com, submit your question via video, audio, or text, and we may have you on the show to answer your questions, all right? But before we jump into this week's question, again, if you got one, make sure you send it over to us so we can feature it on an upcoming episode. You may get selected. You never know, all right? Just want to put that out there. Okay, question of the week is, and I think it's a really good question that I get a lot, how do I compete with creators who charge way less? Ty, how do I do it? One, you're in a saturated area with people who don't have a niche, right? Because that's the only people that's competing with price. People who do everything, because the only way they can show value is price. They can't show value in what they offer. That's first things first. So to get out of that thick area of saturation that everybody think the photography or videography market is as to why they can't make money, the issue is they do everything for everybody. And that's not a good look. Not a good look. So you don't want to compete on price. What you want to compete on is value, right? We want to show results, case studies, and transformation. Lowballers sell labor. You need to sell a solution. But guess what? It's hard proving that you can provide that solution when you're all over the place and you sell or record and film everything. That's why we pitch niche as the foundational part of the Flash Film Academy course and what we teach. If you're following a guru or somebody on YouTube that's telling you how to get clients without telling you to niche down, they're not doing it. They're not doing it. That's like me telling you to go make a car. Well, make a car for who? Make a car that sells. For who? 2-door, 4-door, SUV, off-road, on-road, diesel, electric. I need to know what I specialize in so I can determine who my audience is, and then I can develop something that audience will like, all right? So if you position yourself as a problem solver, price becomes a secondary concern. It becomes a secondary concern. That's very important. People that screaming price, run. That's a red flag. And, if you got questions about this, post it in the comments or let's chop it up. Or if you got a good question, I would love to get more people jump on the questions.flashfilmacademy.com. Maybe shoot a video and let's ask some real big questions. All right. Let's get that popping this week. Anyway, I'm not going to keep y'all all day. These episodes are going to be shorter, condensed, straight to the point. The next one will be live so you guys can jump in and ask questions. But let me tell you, thanks for rocking with me. Make sure you hit up our YouTube channel if you're not subscribed there. And make sure you go to flashfilmacademy.com to learn more about the Academy. All right? Hit that like button, follow button, subscribe button, whether you're on Spotify, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Instagram, TikTok, wherever. Hit the button, show some love. Let's have these conversations down in the comments. And I'm going to ask you what I always ask you. If you're tired of guessing how to grow your video production and photography business, go ahead and grab the Capture and Convert kit. But most importantly, the question you got to ask yourself is, every business around you need content? Why aren't they hiring you? When you're ready to answer that question, join FlashFilm Academy. All right? With that being said, we in and we out. I'll see y'all next week on the next episode of Content and Cash.
You've been listening to Content and Cash, a FlashFilm Academy podcast. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and go to our webpage at www.flashfilmacademy.com.